people who served here ultimately dreamed of what a new nation, unlike anything the world had ever seen, could be. The United States was founded on the idea that ordinary people could reject the unacceptable excesses of poor leadership, band together to demand better of their government, and create a nation that would be an example for the world. And this year, as we celebrate 250 years since America declared our independence from tyranny, I can think of no better place to speak to you as we reflect on the current state of our union. Tonight, as we watched our nation's lawmakers gather for a joint session of Congress, we did not hear the truth from our president.
Hello, hello, it is I, the Robozoid, your semi-likable and occasionally tolerable curmudgeon of both the Rumble and YouTube airwaves. In this case, well, the channel here on YouTube, of course, is known as Robbie1976. But over on Rumble, it's still the same. Okay, so last night I sort of semi-live covered the opening of the State of the Union address. And, well, I don't know how well that went over because it was just about the first 18 minutes of the address. But now I'm actually in a good enough position where we can replay some of the highlights and definitely some of the lowlights because clearly you had a couple of Dems in the audience, most notably Talib the Slob and Jihad Omar shouting at Trump or trying to shout him down. Not that it mattered. I mean, nobody could hear what the hell that they were saying anyway, or shouting. So, yeah, I think eventually they were asked to leave the address. They were actually asked to leave the Capitol building. I know 100%, of course, that the crazy man with the big stick, Al Green, well, he was asked to leave and he was escorted out of the building personally. Right now, at this time, I don't have any footage of that, but in the meantime, let's just take a look at exactly what Trump was saying and why you had Jihad Omar and Talib the Slob trying to shout him down. So let's take a look.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the
There's the demon rats yelling.
Serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking.
And there's the shameful one trying to yell at him.
Of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
You gotta love it. The crowd chanting USA. You gotta love it.
I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
Save America from the enemy within. Like let us say Talib the Slob and Jihad Omar.
In our sacred American elections, that cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
Especially if you gotta shovel snow up in New York City. But you might as well show ID when you vote. Aw, and there's poor Hakeem Jeffries, looking so sad and dejected.
All voters must show proof of...
My heart would bleed for him, except my heart doesn't bleed for retards.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None.
Damn Skippy.
And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
There's another one of the dejected Democrats just sitting there.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy.
This should be fun.
Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a social security card.
Yeah, that was the hypocritical part.
They don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
He's absolutely right. You know, absolutely right. You know, truth. Truth to power. So facts. Absolute facts.
And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have.
It's
They
racist.
They have cheated, and their policy is so bad.
cheated in
that the only
2020.
way they can get elected is to cheat, and we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
Okay, that's good enough. You see, that was the point. Trump's speech was inspirational. His State of the Union is inspirational. And I wanted to talk also about the Congressional Medal of Freedom that was actually given to, I guess, the captain of the Olympic hockey team, the men's Olympic hockey team, as they beat Canada. So let's take a look at that, too.
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best, and I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you all. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
Inspiring. It's funny how the Republicans are inspiring in their speeches, well, with a few exceptions, but obviously they're at least more inspired, and Trump is more optimistic about the future of America. Of course, you're going to have the naysayers, like I had pointed out earlier, with Talib the Slob and, of course, Jihad Omar. Boy, would I like to see those domestic terrorists deported back to wherever they came from. In the case of Jihad Omar, Somalia, she needs to be deported back there, and wherever the hell Talib the Slob came from. But in any case, yeah, you're going to have your share of naysayers, and, well, we might as well take a look at one of them right now.
This is the moment. This is the reason that she came here to the United States, to speak truth to power, to explain the trials and tribulations that every immigrant, that every refugee goes through to get here, and to press this country to the border. I'm stuck in the border. Go Trump! Go Trump! Hey, Murphy, thanks, man. Thanks, buddy.
You gotta love how that guy interrupted him.
Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures.
Generally, the kids describe this as status maxing, jester maxing, and aura mogging.
Okay.
Yes. So let me break that down for you. So
What's aura
jester
mogging?
maxing is like playing to the crowd and trying to get people,
Yeah,
like a
which he's
jester
very
would.
good at.
Status maxing is aligning himself with people like the men's hockey team and like his success and trying to status max. These things are seen as very uncool by the kids, by the way. And then aura mogging is when you take the shine of someone who's actually quite successful or good. Maybe some
Is that a guy with a woman's voice, or is that supposed to be some bull dyke?
Team, And you are aura-mogging. You are stealing their shine for yourself because you do not inhibit yourself, the aura, alone. So that's.
Stop whining. Price and higher medical bills, car insurance, relief. So tonight,
You see, the Democrats are either frozen or practically falling asleep here.
Reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement,
those are the naysayers I mentioned.
Support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Damn Skippy. And there's Baldy sulking in the middle. The Bolshevik Baldy sulking in the middle there, as you saw.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you.
I've already played this part before. I really think the enemy's within, and you know exactly who they are because they're right there on screen. Well, they should be deported. They really should be deported because they're seditionists, they are treasonous, and also, of course, they are the worst kind of naysayers, and they are the enemies within. And I think they should be promptly deported.
Crazy, I'm telling you. They're crazy.
He's absolutely right. He was talking about, of course, those trans people, those idiots that want to trans your children. That's what he was referring to. And yeah, those people are crazy. I mean, they basically want to cut off your son Schmeckel and basically make him into a girl.
Are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
Just in the nick of time before things got worse. So yeah, obviously you can see that Trump's speech was inspiring, whereas on the other hand, the Democrats, of course, were nothing but loathsome, inexplicable, bad. The left also did some other crazy shit, like, for instance, dressing up like frogs and holding some rally in who cares where. I guess it was in Oregon, where they were going on and on about Trump being so awful for the country. Very much like that clip that I showed you at the very beginning of this video with, what was her name? Spanberger? Yeah. In which she was trying to go on in front of a prep school about how terrible Trump was. I mean, yeah, you had that kind of naysaying, obviously, and maybe we'll touch more on that in the next video, perhaps. But until then, I want to leave this on a note of saying, well, at least Nancy Pelosi wasn't there to rip the address up, which, by the way, is a felony. The State of the Union address goes immediately to some presidential hall or some sort of congressional hall right after it's been read. Even a copy of it is valuable. And as you'll remember, she ripped up the damn thing right on national TV. Pelosi should have been busted for that. But she wasn't, of course, because it's different. Also, of course, you might recall that no Democrats stood up and applauded at all. Just like last time, you remember last year's address? When the Democrats couldn't even be bothered to stand up and applaud for a 13-year-old disabled boy whose lifelong ambition was to be a cop. They couldn't even bring themselves to do that. At least they didn't boo him, but not standing up and showing any respect, that's even worse in my book. So yeah, the Democrats are all vermin. They're all criminals. They fail to see what good Trump is doing for this country. And the more they continue to call him Hitler and they call us Nazis, they cheapen the Holocaust in the process. I think maybe I'll get into that in the next video. But for now, I might as well leave it on a positive note that Trump's speech was very much uplifting and very positive and hopeful about America's future. Whereas Biden's last address, you'll remember a couple of years ago, was doom and gloom and you can't make it and this is not the land of opportunity and all that other sort of bullshit. But you know what? The Democrats reflect negativity and death, whereas Trump, I believe, represents positivity, optimism, and life. So I hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I did. This has been the Robozoid, of course, reminding you that, A, smash that like button, and, well, of course, subscribe to my Rumble channel and my brand new YouTube channel. And, of course, remember that wokeness is weakness. And what else should I say? Don't drink the Kool-Aid or the soy. They're nothing but poison. So be here. And as for the Democrats who dressed up like frogs, they can be nowhere. I mean, especially Jihad Omar and Talab the Slob. Yeah.